Hi guys, it's Shamsa and welcome back to my channel. Now today I am going to be sharing with you my recipe for Desi Pakistani chicken biryani, which is so wonderful. There's lots of tomatoes in there, lots of onions, it's so saucy and the meat is absolutely juicy and moist. You're gonna love this. So let me run through what you need and then we'll start cooking. So the ingredients you're going to need are 1 cup of oil. This is 250 milliliters. I've got 1 whole chicken on the bone, which I've had cut into medium pieces. I've got 4 large onions, which are finely sliced. This equates to 1 kg in weight. It doesn't matter if it's slightly under or over, as long as you've got approximately 1 kg, you should be fine. I've got the same amount, 1 kg of fresh tomatoes, which I've chopped up. This was 8 to 9 tomatoes. Now, the reason why we're using a lot of onions and a lot of tomatoes is because we're making a very nice saucy biryani, not your typical dry biryani, and that's the reason why. I've got 3.5 cups of basmati rice, which I've yet to soak, and here I have 4 potatoes, which I have deep fried, which we're going to use when we layer our biryani, and I've just cut them into really nice big chunks, and I've deep fried them at 180 degrees C for 7 minutes. I've got 5 boiled eggs here, which we're using to garnish our biryani. This is optional, but again, this is a special biryani for special occasions like Eid and parties and things like that. And I do like to sort of like have boiled eggs to garnish with. Here we have 10 dried plums. We're going to be adding that into our biryani, which will give a really nice sour tartiness to the masala, so to the biryani. And I have here 1 tablespoon of the following spices. I've got salt, chili powder, coriander powder, garam masala, and I've got 1/2 tablespoon of turmeric powder. I've got 1 heaped tablespoon of cumin seeds. I've got some whole spices. I've got 4 bay leaves, 2 cinnamon sticks, and I've got 2 black cardamom pods, and I've got 2 pieces each of frozen ginger and garlic here. If you don't have these, then just use 1 tablespoon for each of the pieces, and I have 1 tablespoon of salt here, which we'll be using to obviously add to our rice when we boil that. So let's start cooking. So first of all, get your pan nice and hot and then straight in with the oil and just let that come up to temperature. And once your oil is nice and hot, throw in your whole spices, throw in your cumin seeds and then your whole spices, and just give that like around 30 seconds or so just to infuse into that oil. And then straight in with the onions, and we're going to fry them for about 8 to 10 minutes until they're nice and golden brown in colour, light golden brown, and I'll show you how they look once they're done. My heat setting is on a high, which is a 9. So I'm just going to wait until the onions start to sort of like soften up, and I will sort of like reduce the heat, but for now it's going to stay on a high. I'm just going to pop the lid on and just let that cook away. I will obviously be stirring it in between that time of around 8 to 10 minutes, and just make sure everything is really nice and fully cooked, and I'll show you how it looks. Right guys, it's been about 10 minutes this has been cooking away, and I did lower my heat settings to a 7. So once I lifted the lid and gave the onions a stir around, I lowered the heat settings to a 7, which was a medium to high heat setting. Now into this, I'm going to add my ginger and garlic paste, which is the frozen cube, sorry. And I'm just going to cook this for about a minute or 2 just to get rid of the rawness. Okay, so after around 2 minutes, I am going to throw in my spices, all my dry spices, so in with all that. And just give that a mix and just give it about a minute. Right, so it's been about a minute that the spices have been frying away, and at this stage we're going to throw in our meat. And I turned my hob settings down whilst I was frying the spices, so now I've put it back up to a 6. And I'm going to cook the chicken, just fry it for about, say, 4 to 5 minutes before we actually add our tomatoes in. So just give that a mix around. Make sure that masala has nicely coated all of those chicken pieces. There we are. And then I'm just going to pop the lid on, and I'm just going to allow that to cook away now for about 45 minutes, and I'll show you how it looks once it's done. So just coming back to check on the chicken. It's been sort of like halfway through its 5-minute cook. I'm just going to give it a mix around. Just make sure you turn the pieces over. So let them cook on all sides. So lid back on again, and I'll see you guys after 5 minutes. Right guys, it's been 5 minutes. This has been cooking away. And at this point, I'm now going to add all of my fresh tomatoes straight in. I've just swapped my wooden spoon for a spatula. So all that goes in. And just give it a mix. Right, okay, I'm not going to add any water into this because the tomatoes will obviously release its own juices, the natural sort of like juice. And what we need to do now is we just need to pop the lid on. My hob setting is still on 7, and it's going to stay on 7. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that to cook away for about 10 to 15 minutes. I will be stirring it in between that time. And after 15 minutes, I'll show you how it looks, because we're going to start the bunning process. But we're just going to wait for the tomatoes and the onions to soften up really nicely, and then I'll show you how it looks once it's done. Right guys, this is halfway through its 15-minute cook, and I just thought I'd show you how it looks. So you can see that the sorry, steaming up here. You can see that the tomatoes have released their natural sort of like juices, and I've reduced the heat settings down to a 4 because it was bubbling quite a lot. Right guys, I am now going to cook this without the lid on for the remaining time, and I'm going to show you how it looks once it's done. I have turned my hob settings up to a 7, which is a medium to high heat setting, and I'm just going to start cooking this now and make sure all of that sort of like water, the moisture in there, the liquid has sort of like completely gone, and we have a really nice thick masala, and then we'll start the bunning process of this. Okay guys, whilst my chicken cooks away, I am going to wash and soak my rice. Right guys, the 15-minute timer is up, and this is how the masala and the chicken is looking. Smells absolutely divine. I can't even explain to you how amazing this smells. And you can see there's a lot of sauce, there's a lot of masala in there. The tomatoes are breaking up really nicely, as are the onions. And now what we're going to do is we are going to cook this further for 25 to 30 minutes. So we're basically starting the bunning process of this. Even though there's a lot of moisture, there's a lot of liquid in there, we are starting the bunning process, the bunnifying process. And what that will do is that will break up the tomatoes and the onions even more, so we have a nice thick masala for when we come to layer our biryani. And the oil will start to separate and come to the surface as well. And I will meet you guys back in about 25 to 30 minutes time. We're not going to add any water into this, there's plenty there to work with, and I will show you how this looks in around 30 minutes time. Right, okay guys, we are 20 minutes into bunning this gorgeous biryani sort of like masala mixture, and I completely and utterly forgot to tell you that I wanted to add bullet chilies into this, and I totally forgot to mention that when I gave out my ingredients. But I am going to add my 5 bullet chilies, optional, but I like that colour, and they look nice when you sort of like present your rice dishes or your curries for that matter as well. So in with that. And also at this stage we are going to be adding in our dried plums, so just pop them in, and we're going to give them the last 10 minutes of cooking. And you can see that that masala has thickened up really nicely. I've just lowered my heat settings to a 4 because it was kind of getting a bit too much. The masala was kind of spluttering out everywhere, but it smells absolutely gorgeous. I've just tried the masala and it's just spot on. And I just can't wait to layer this biryani up. So another 10 minutes and the masala, the biryani mix will be ready, and we can move on to boiling our rice. So I'll see you guys back when this is completely done in 10 minutes time. Right, okay guys, the 30-minute timer is up, and this is how the mixture looks. Absolutely wonderful. And all I'm going to do now, just remove it from the heat and just set it aside. And now we are going to move on and boil our rice. Right, okay, before we actually start to boil our rice, I'm going to preheat my oven to 180 degrees because I'm going to be giving them in my oven. So I'm going to do that right now. So that'll be ready for once we layer our biryani up. So now I've got my pot here that I'm going to boil my rice in. And to that I'm going to add, which I completely forgot again guys, to tell you, a whole kettle of boiled water, which is approximately 8 to 10 sort of like cups. So straight in with that. And we're going to bring this up to the boil again. Obviously, even though it was boiled, when we add it into any sort of like pot, it still needs some time to come back up to the boil again. So bring it back up to the boil. Okay, so once it's come up to the boil, throw in your salt. And then you want to add your rice in. And we're going to boil the rice for about 4 to 5 minutes until it's half cooked. And I'll show you how it looks once it's done. Right guys, the rice is now ready. It's been about 5 to 6 minutes. This has been boiling away, so I'm just going to go off and I'm going to drain this and just set that aside, and then we're going to start the layering of the biryani. Right, okay guys, it's time to layer the biryani up now. I've got everything to hand. I've got my chicken masala, I've got my rice, which I've got here, I've got my potatoes as well, and I have also sliced up my eggs, which I thought were full boiled eggs, but they are slightly over half boiled, which is fine. I absolutely love eggs like this, which is perfectly fine. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our gorgeous masala. Now I have put my pot on the heat so everything stays nice and warm. So I put it on a very low temperature, which is a 2 on my hob settings, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to layer the masala in first of all. So the first layer is always meat. So there we are. Like that. Get my bullet chillies in there as well. That's looking wonderful. And now I'm going to go in with my potatoes and just arrange them all around. So we're going to be doing 2 layers of this biryani. So just add your potatoes in, like so. And then the next layer is the rice layer. So just over with the rice. Like that, and then we just repeat the process, so straight over with the chicken masala. And one thing to remember is when you're making biryani, you want to keep the meat pieces quite chunky, because you've got like at least 30 sort of like 40 minutes of cooking time, and if you use sort of like small chicken pieces, they will sort of like cook down very quickly. So just make sure you move things around, and then lots of that masala all over, and just use up all of it to layer this last layer. I'm just going to pop my potatoes in. And then whatever masala I've got left over, I'm just going to sort of like pop that all over the potatoes. Got a bit more masala left. this up and just take off all of that gorgeous masala. You don't want to leave any of that in there and waste it. There we are, and then straight over with the rice, like so. Make sure you get all of the rice off as well. There we are. Hold on, and just flatten that out now. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my eggs and just place them on top like that. I'm going to leave a few for just garnishing purposes for when we serve up, but the majority of them I'm just going to pop in like that. And one in the middle. Perfect. And now I have here a tea towel which I have rinsed under water, and I've completely taken out all of the water out of that, and I'm going to pop that straight over to give them, and you know, you see me doing this on most of my biryani videos. And then I'm going to pop the lid on top and just bring that up, just make sure we have covered it properly. There we are. And just take that up, and I'm going to pop this into the middle of the oven now for about 15 to 20 minutes at 180 degrees again, and I'll show you how it looks once it's done. You can give them just on the top here on the stove if you wanted to, but I prefer to give it in the oven because there's even distribution of heat, and I feel that dum is proper once it's given in the oven. So pop that in. And I'll show you guys how it looks once it's done in about 20 minutes. So see you guys back then. Right guys, the 20-minute timer has just gone off and I have turned my oven off, and I'm going to take my biryani out. Just make sure you wear gloves when you take this off because it's going to be hot. There we are. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to open up the dum. I'm just going to leave it as it is for 10 minutes. Just let it sit like that, let it rest. And after 10 minutes, I'll show you how it looks. Right, okay guys, it's been 10 minutes that the biryani has been resting, and I'm just going to lift this off now and show you how it looks. So it's kind of cool to the touch now. So, oh, look at that. Perfect. Right, I am now going to plate this up and show you guys exactly how it is, but I'm just going to gently move this egg out the way just to show you first of all, just very quickly, just how beautiful this looks. Oh, that meat, oh, that chicken is just cooked to perfection. Oh my God, I'm trying to get it up from underneath. Oh wow, look at that. And that is a perfect saucy and juicy meat perfection. Guys, let me plate this up and show you guys exactly how it is because I can't wait any longer. Right guys, I just wanted to show you before I tucked into this how wonderful my biryani looks. Just look at that, beautiful, and the meat is super tender. It was falling apart when I literally was plating up. So yeah, that is my wonderful Desi chicken biryani, and now I'm going to try this and tell you guys exactly how it is. Right guys, look at how beautiful my chicken biryani looks. I'm just going to pop this down because it's heavy, and I can't wait to try this now because it is just been an absolute nightmare trying to cook this and then waiting to tuck into this. Oh my God, it's just absolutely amazing. And here goes. I'm going to plate some up for myself. Oh, look at that. Let's get some chicken as well. Just look at that. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going to use my hands today to eat my fingers. I'm going to go in Desi style because I'm not going to use a spoon or a fork or whatever. But here, you know what? Forget it. Just to show you guys, just look at that meat. Whoa. So soft. Just literally just breaks. I've got to try this. And the potato as well. Oh, I love potatoes in biryani. So here goes. Let me try this now. Oh my God, my mouth. Let's try this. Whoa. Bismillah. Do it the Desi way. What I've been waiting for the past 2.5 hours. Oh my God, I don't even want to be on camera right now. I just want to get off, just eat this and just enjoy it, guys, because it's really that good. It is so nice. Oh, I'm going to get some more now because it's that good, guys. The masala is just, oh, so lovely. The biryani is really nice and wet. So when you pick up your rice, it's not dry. It's basically that masala helps you sort of like, you know, scoop up that rice there basically. And yeah, the spices are spot on. It's beautiful. Oh my God, that is gorgeous. And now just to finish off the sunnat way, the way we normally eat when we eat with our hands. Absolutely divine biryani there, guys. You got to try the recipe out. You will love this. Guys, if you found the video helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Don't also forget to hit that subscribe button and please turn on your notifications. Turn that bell notification on so you never miss a video from me. You know, videos like these are fantastic for special occasions like birthdays, Eids, parties, celebrations, just family get-togethers, even on a weekend. Do that. Turn on your bell notifications. I'll catch you with the next video very soon. Till then, take care and happy eating.